to another Real Talk reaction. This one is for Westworld Season 3, Episode 6. We almost to the end, people. Let's go.
Alright, so to start, I have executive producer Christina coming through to drop some knowledge.
A quick shout out to executive producer Christina Jones, who is sponsoring Westworld Reactions. Her insight and breakdowns are next level, and she has helped our channel out plenty of times. Check out Black Girl Couch Reviews podcast, a solo talk, unfiltered recap of your favorite TV shows, geared to make you laugh. Link to the podcast is in the video description below. Be sure to check it out.
She starts with Wikipedia post, "Shut up, RJ, and J-Boo, you read beautifully. I swear I never know I type so much, it looks so damn small on my phone." William, this man is mentally contriving any narrative in his psyche that allows him to still breathe after being the deranged murderer of my own seed man that he truly is. It's annoying. Ed Harris is equally not down with it. In an interview, he's quoted as saying, "I signed on to play the man in black. I didn't sign on to play the man in white." So it wasn't the most joyous season for me, I gotta say. How many times down artistic lanes does one need to walk to make the point that he's a madman that has convinced himself he's normal because he married into godlike money and got involved in godlike things? Yeah. And now he's joined by bumbling characters, Stubbs and Bernard, whose biggest asset in 6 episodes have been to follow all the crumb pieces Dolores up for you to find. I know, they really didn't do much with the two of them at all. Maeve, Hector dead again, this time permanently. It's happened so often I forgot to care, but man, is this a step up in D Queen's maniacal thinking department. We might as well get into the combo, which I appreciate was started outside the room with Maeve once again. Like, so I'm in this rough spot and they want me to kill her, but I really ain't down with it. But there are some things I don't understand, seeing as I'm late to the party. Now as with D Queen, when she says that we have both used our brethren in some capacity for our own means, true to an extent. Maeve can control hosts, but not those that are woke or waking, nor does she not respect their desires. She allowed them free will. Dee can't seem to remember that, but somehow knows Lee died for Maeve. Besides, it was already established season 2 of the same season. Lee died because he was a good man, which tells me Dee has flawed and misinformed information, and the writers, to be honest. But would align with the suspicion I'm reforming that these clones were fed whatever OG Dolores told them. One can argue Dolores has done far more to hurt her kind than Maeve if it comes to free will and control, because they working with biased information, or the writer said, "F it, ain't nobody gonna fact check our dialogue." Come on, Dolores, you destroyed their backups because you and your band of 30 Ford programmed you, assisted you, thought they were chains lashing them down. She felt the same way about family, and I know at least one Akani who would have thought, or who would have something to say about that. And your granddad, Aki, she out here making a place for them in the real world, but doesn't at all acknowledge that these same folks chose to be free in this known false world. She keeps harping on how Sirach killed all their kind and how Maeve's helping him. Hold up. Since you're so knowledgeable, you know she got a kill switch on her and is essentially a computer chip rebooted within whenever time spans with barely any understanding of this entire thing called Japan. How about you help me? Secondly, how are you talking about preserving your kind when you just real death Hectors? For real. Which makes me wonder what you were going to do with Maeve. Not once, but twice now you came for her brain ball with unfriendly intentions. The audacity. By the way, because of the plan, was this action a Chalores, which she combined Charlotte and Dolores, that's her new name, or the OG? Well, now show never explains, so we'll never know. Of course, Maeve doesn't trust Dolores. They have never seen eye to eye when Dee made it clear what her constitution was in season 2, episode 2, and Maeve wasn't down for it. She wants revenge. Maeve wants her daughter. As a parent, I don't know why anyone should feel good shaming even a TV character for having this as their number 1 priority. It's as it should be, even in the face of host independence, to think of primarily your child. Then when they meet up again, and what's Dolores doing? Telling her her daughter is bullshit while programming a good man named Theodore into a killing machine. Very true. Next they meet, she's escaped, seemingly out to continue killing humanity, except now she's made copies of herself while holding her friends and family hostage, not talking about copulating. Sidebar, do you think it's possible to reproduce since they have all the parts? I mean, they would have to have all the parts.
I don't know if they put that in them. We never explored that, so I would say no.
Maybe if Dolores would, I don't know, explain herself instead of confusing blackmail with willing accomplice, these ladies could have gone somewhere in their and I blame that on her. She's talking in forward euphemisms, and I'm not impressed. Maeve and Lee are everything. I've been shipping friendship since season 2, and quite frankly, the show needs to capitalize on it in season 4, or I may quit. Yeah, Maeve and Lee, I absolutely love every single time they're on screen together.
Yeah.
Like, it's really good.
Yeah.
But I have this headcanon that his body has been printed or reprinted to take the place of Hector. Some speculate it could be in Hector's body, but I won't like that at all if Simon Portman isn't seen as the face of it, if that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, that would... I could see them do that, though.
Yeah.
FYI, Surratt got 3 allies. I won't spoil who they are, or got her 3 allies. I won't spoil who they are, but one was Hector. There's 2 more hosts and a printed extra shell, or at least the capability of printing an extra body. Computer Lee is woke. Do it, showrunners. Yeah, I was about that too. I was like, ooh, they might, what if they're waking up Lee? But it doesn't seem like that's what they're doing yet. When Charlo said, what about my family? I was like, oh, you don't know who your maker is. She barely recognized the host familial bond. A human is pushing it. Never mind, a cute chocolate baby. But I enjoy that D-Queen... D-Queen has a problem in her own best laid plans, and it comes from within. It's poetic as fuck, and the one story arc that wasn't half-ass written. She was already mentally deteriorating from herself, and then found solace and feelings for this family that redefined who she was becoming. And while Teddy taught Dee to not ignore that core part of yourself, she left herself open for literally dissociative identity disorder. That's not crispy and mad. Oh, jeez. Poor crispy Chalors. When Charlo said, I already read that. Lastly, if my husband tried to take my kids based on a profile sent to him, you best believe if anyone is dying that day, it won't be me.
I mean, come on, man.
And then executive producer Lisette comes through to say, love the reaction, guys. Tessa Thompson killed it. Also, William's therapy treatment was brilliant, and I love the backstory, but I don't think that's how treatment was meant to work because there were no doctors present. And he was left alone to manipulate the treatment to his advantage.
Yeah, they all left.
And my man came out of the treatment and said, I'm the good guy. Also, Maeve was brilliant as always, and I love the conversation between her and Dolores, and how Dolores pointed out that Maeve is no angel because she only cares about her daughter, not the survival of her kind, which annoyed the hell out of me because the writers did her dirty. Also, no one really knows what Dolores' intentions are, and everyone keeps guessing and forgetting that hosts are capable of change, as we learned in season 2.
Yeah.
Also, rest in peace, Hector. He was an excellent character. Can't wait for the next episode.
Wow. Okay, man. Dude, that's deep. That's
yes,
deep
as always. As always.
That covered everything up until what we're about to get into right now.
Yeah. So let's get into the next one right now.
Dolores. Whatever it is you are.
Oh, that little girl.
Oh yeah.
That must be the allies.
Yeah.
Damn.
He's gonna be split in half. They look.
That's how you do
They
an
look
intro.
bad as hell. Yeah.
She got some toys. She
I
got
know. I mean, she did steal all that guy's money, so she's got plenty of money to buy things with. Okay, that's tight.
Damn. That's better than your space bombs.
An insane AI.
Great, right?
Great.
I think I found what we're looking for anyway. I'm sending it to you now.
Remember him?
Remember him? Who?
How does he remember him?
Well, they saw him.
Oh,
Remember at the...
okay. Nah, man, I was gonna be like, why you remember him?
Yeah. You thought it was like a big reveal?
Yeah,
Tell me how you got here.
yeah, they've met.
Remember him?
Sit still. Shut your mouth.
Crime has been reduced worldwide.
Wait, that's
under
they're
segregation.
just frozen
Removing
forever?
allies from the population also ensures they will have no offspring.
These are people you were talking about. You can't just weed them out.
But we did. And you were an important part of the program.
Oh, that's his brother he got?
After your reconditioning, you were tasked with hunting down hundreds of these people.
Wait, so he didn't die back then?
He didn't die no more.
Someone is here.
It's her.
That Maeve?
An old acquaintance. Probably the one who's gonna kill me.
Been following your ass. And you just killed her boo again. I mean, he just found out she was a robot. He don't even care really at this point.
If you die, I will adjust my projections.
Fair enough.
If you die, I'm gonna adjust my mood.
Not that I care, I'm just saying I have to do that.
Maeve's bad too, though. Like, come on.
Yeah, she control all of them motherfuckers. No, they all just done get free.
It's like we're playing her game now.
Only you would find this exciting.
I know my purpose now. I found it. Right here. I faced my demons. They whispered to me. And you know what they said?
You're a
I've
good
wronged a lot
guy.
of people in my life. Hurt the ones I loved the most. But of all the things I've done, there's only one stain I could not blot out. Only one original sin.
And what's that?
So I'm gonna wipe out every host from the face of this earth, beginning with you two. So kill me now, or I'll kill you later.
I think he did let him go. I think he shot him like right there. So he can't get up and run away. Yeah, he had to do it.
Ugh.
So this happened for real. Then they picked him up and brainwashed him to think that he did it in the war. Or this same scenario, but somebody else killed him. There's no sense of trying to convince her either.
And she keeps juking her.
Yeah. He's probably gonna kill me. Right. I was gonna say that gun about to be shooting.
Is that gonna knock them both out? This is the EMP, it's gonna knock them both out?
It'll knock everything out.
This will be your last.
So they're not gonna get the strategy either?
Okay, son.
Everybody gone.
I must warn you.
Can they come back on?
That makes sense. No, they're done.
They're done? They
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
Oh.
It will cripple any damn electronic.
I gotta take a piss. You're not calling the shots here.
One of us is the only
You literally can take a piss anywhere now. You don't even have to go to a bathroom.
You should have killed me when you had the chance.
And the AI was gonna tell him something before he got shut down.
I'm
Be
warning
careful,
you.
yeah.
Or a warning.
I must warn you.
Yeah, I must warn you.
Hello, Caleb. I have some instructions for you.
Alright, that was episode 37 of Westworld. And man, what I really like about this show is that it is a really good show. I mean, it is very watchable and just sit there and pay attention because it's so smart and so like interesting of the what's going on in the story and what they built up from season 1 all the way to season 3. With that said, I mean, it wasn't that much reactable parts in this episode, only because it was so focused on us paying attention to seeing what's going on until we finally got down to what is happening in this episode, which was we have the Caleb story on that part. So now we know what actually happened to him, and they wiped his memories. I'm sure the doctor lady that they kept referring back to, we'll see her in the final episode. And now we understand what they were trying to do. Queen D, as Christina would say, she wanted to get to the AI master robot, get the information on how to save, I guess, the world, but actually include the host in this type of world without killing everybody that's not a host or something like that. Now Caleb is the only one with that information, but with a drawback of he didn't get the full information before Queen D hit the EMP. So, and that fight scene was good. That was a good fight scene. They finally got to it, the business with Maeve and Queen D, and I liked it. I liked it all. I mean, the episode was just really, really good. Oh, and that beginning scene with the girls fighting, I mean, you almost forget about that because the episode just had a whole bunch of else going on, but that opening scene was raw with Clementine and the other samurai girl. So, can't wait to the finale, but this episode was lit.
Yeah, so, like, to me, what I appreciate the most about season 3 is how much they mirror what was happening in the Westworld is actually also happening in the real world, whereas we're reprogramming human minds so they fit a mold of how we want them to fit so that the world can exist in a way that we want them to. So I like that mirroring aspect. I think that's pretty cool. Seeing all those hundreds of cases of like humans being on froze mode, not really living, not really dying, I thought was super deep and very like disturbing.
Yeah.
And I do like the very end where Bernard.
Because the ones that are frozen are the ones they just pulled out of society, right? Because they would have been like.
They're the outliers that didn't. The mind thing didn't work on them, so they weren't able to rehabilitate them.
Rehabilitate them, to make them do what they need to be doing in the world, right?
Yeah.
Because they'd be like disruptors.
Potentially, So but
I
like what Bernard said at the end about Dolores having a poetic sensibility that ultimately she's not trying to take out humanity, she's going to set up Caleb to, which you can see now putting all the pieces together, Caleb being super pissed about how he was manipulated, how he was taken advantage of.
Let a human take out
and like how that's poetic justice, so to speak.
That's a master plan.
But I still feel like they just snuffed that in there. But anyways, it'll be interesting.
It feels like it was a waste of her doing all that shit, escaping and planning and all that, just to give it over to a human, to let a human do it.
Right. Yeah. And where are we going for the finale?
Yeah. And what are you gonna do for a season 4?
Yeah, I don't know.
So.
The action this episode I thought was great. I mean, I loved seeing Maeve and Dolores on the same in the same scene. The dynamic of them two is really good. And I agree, the opening scene was fire. It was just very super fun. That was really good. I liked it. It was such a it's been an ongoing thing, but women empowerment. These women are going in.
Yeah.
So I'm loving that vibe too. But I'm just sort of curious as to how this all plays out. And was that Dolores' ultimate plan, just to hand it off to Caleb? Because that doesn't seem very. That can't be it.
Yeah.
I don't believe that.
Yeah.
And to me, honestly, at this point, William is just annoying. The William, but the whole William thing is just annoying to me.
Why you even still need him?
And now you want to take out the host. That's your biggest purpose of life. I don't know.
You late for that game play.
This is so dumb.
Yeah.
Just, can he die?
Yeah.
Or, revert back to, your... I don't know. It's just...
unless they got a super purpose for him, we'll see. I don't know. We'll see. But, yeah, he has no need right now. None of this has a need at all. Now I see the need for Bernard is just to get to Caleb, to just make sure he don't do what they think he gonna do.
Right.
That's just really all we got right now. So.
I would be curious too. This popped in my head just in watching it. If the default voice was Sirach's brother's
probably
voice.
was his brother.
Yes, because like sometimes it sounded like I heard an accent pop out of there. It didn't sound like Sirach's voice though. But I'm curious if you guys know that. Let me know, because I want to know.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, it was a pretty good episode. I'm just like, where are we going?
For sure.
From here.
Yeah. All right, well, look, thank you guys again for watching another Real Talk reaction for Westworld Season 3, Episode 7. And until next time, people, peace.